Hey there, Happy New Year! We're almost there. 2018 is almost done, and we are into 2019 in a few short hours. And some of you might be listening now, are already there and already celebrating. And if you're actually here with me celebrating too, I'm really excited about that. But again, Happy New Year. This is Karen Lanoux from No Limits Businesswoman, and this is your No Limits Live. This is the last one for 2018. And again, I'm really glad that you're here with me. Today we're going to talk about kicking off 2019 and how to be more productive, more purposeful, and more prosperous. You know, all those great things that we want in our business, whether again we're working for somebody else or working for ourselves. Those are all really important things. And it's interesting because I just went through and approved. There was a number of people who just joined the No Limits Facebook group. The No Limits Businesswoman Facebook group is a private one, and you're welcome to join us if you haven't already. But one of the, I do a questionnaire, and one of the things that was very evident from most of the people that I just approved is that procrastination is a big one, right? It's a big one for us. And so today what I'm going to share with you is just a couple of things that I know will make a difference for you. There are things that I use all the time. There are things that I actually share with my private clients who are in my mastermind and recommend that they use on an ongoing basis. And so that's what I'm going to talk with you about today. You might notice my voice is a little funny. I have been sick for the last 2 weeks. It's just insane. I never get sick, and I certainly never stay sick for 2 weeks, but here we are. This is the way actually I'm just giving 2018 the boot. Oops. I haven't even had anything to drink yet. And giving 2018 the boot out the door. So, and I guess it's taking all the toxic stuff with it. You know, again, I cannot believe this, but so I'm going to talk as long as I can, as long as I have a voice and as long as I don't start coughing. But again, why aren't we productive? Why aren't we purposeful? Why are we not prosperous, or as prosperous as we would like to be, or in any of those areas, purposeful and productive? Well, there's lots of things that get in the way. And again, for women in business, like you're generally probably just a pretty busy person, and you're really good at what you do, and you try to do the best job that you can. And so, but what happens is that there's that self-doubt that creeps in. There is that fear that creeps in. There is that the idea of the imposter syndrome, or we are just in overwhelm. And so all of these things kind of lead to procrastination, and where we are not getting things done in the way that we want to. And so, again, if you go back and listen to my other lives that I've done, please do that, because I have lots of tips on how to kind of get over that. But today specifically, I want to talk about a couple of things. Again, as we go into the new year, this is a great time to start this if you've not done it before. I know there's a lot of people who have, troubles. They don't want to write things down, or that's just another thing to do. And I would recommend, again, that you really change your thinking on that. What I want you to do in this next year is I want you to be very purposeful, very, very specific, and very, very deliberate about your time, and very deliberate about your focus, and very deliberate about your mindset, what's going on in your mind on an ongoing basis, on your thoughts. And so the only way I know how to do that without actually having somebody who's right beside me working with me all the time to do that, which is what we do in the mastermind group, but is to use two things. And these are things that I've used on an ongoing basis throughout the years. But before I show you that, it's just really, it comes down to when we're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants, right? Which, hands up. I've been doing that. I've done that. Hey, Stacy, Happy New Year to you too. Thanks for joining me today. I'm so glad that you were here. Happy New Year. I should have had a little, like one of the little, whistles or whatever. Jeff said, we should have gotten you balloons. But anyways, that's why I have the little hearts around here. This is a little fancy stuff. Also, just to show that I really love you guys, and I really love being able to do this work with you, and connect with you like this. But anyways, but here's the thing, is that when we are not being really deliberate about looking after things. We're kind of going with the flow. We're kind of going, it was like, here's my inbox. I mean, that's what kind of, what determines my day, or my day gets determined by who shows up, or who's calling me, or who's kind of knocking on my door. And quite honestly, of course that's a way to get things done, right? You're in the moment, you're doing it. But overall, in terms of achieving the things that you want to do, to be more productive, to be more purposeful. And when I say purposeful, I mean actually being on purpose for you, for what's in your heart, for you to share with the world, right? And so, and to be the best that you can be in your world. When we don't, it's easy to kind of put everybody else's, their goals or their priorities first, and sometimes that's just our job, right? But when we're not able to actually then continue to focus and come back in a way to focus on us and being purposeful about our purpose, then time goes by, right? A month, a couple of weeks, a month, a couple of months, a year goes by. And so, this is a really good time to take stock of, well, okay, it's 2019. How much did my life change in the last year? How far did I move the needle towards my goals? And you want to be really honest with yourself, because I can tell you for a lot of people, we just get caught up in the day-to-day stuff of doing just what needs to get done or what's in front of us. And again, time goes by, and year after year goes by, and that's a sad thing for me to see. Again, I talk to people. I have the great good fortune of being able to speak to so many women on an ongoing basis about where their life is and how, where they'd like it to go. And that this is, that again, time goes by. And so what I want you to do is make sure that you're using your time the best way possible. And so you might be saying, well, Karen, but yeah, that's great. That's all good and such. But, there is this whole thing about procrastination, and that's probably why you might be here in the first place. And so, yeah, I understand that. So, one of the things I want you to do for yourself this year is really start to put yourself first. I want you to start thinking about yourself first and what it is that you need to do for you. To actually start moving the needle towards where you want to go. What is it that you want to achieve in 2019? I can tell you, for me personally, 2019 has been an amazing year. This huge year of just these leaps and bounds. And part of the reason is that, again, the tools I'm going to show you today, those are the tools that I've used to actually do that, to make those leaps and bounds. The other thing that I've done is really I've worked with a coach this year, a very powerful coach. Being able to work with somebody, a mentor or a coach, is certainly also a really huge thing that, if you could do that for yourself, do it. But also listening, just really tapping into your intuition and tapping into the guidance that is all around you right now, and being able to tap into that, because when you can tap into that, again, I personally, this is what happened for me. A huge, amazing, out of this world changes happened because I followed something that didn't make sense, and which led me to my coach. But when I was following this thing, it was like, I don't know, this just doesn't make sense. But it's just, but every time I kind of asked and kind of went inwards and checked in with myself to see, well, what are my next steps? I kept getting this, these messages, or just this guidance that, okay, I need to go this way. I need to take these steps. And it's like, but that doesn't make sense. That actually isn't really going in the direction that I think I should be going. And so that's where the logic tries to get in the way. But when I kept asking, the answer kept being the same. No, do this, check this out, take this step. And as I did, again, like I say, amazing things happened that had made this year one of my best years probably ever. So with that, the other things I'm going to share with you today is two other things that I've done in order to do this. What we want to do is we want to keep your focus on track, and we want to keep your thoughts on track. So your focus and your tasks, the things that you need to do on a daily basis. So I used to work for a time management company a gazillion years ago, and that's where, it was one of the first places I started to learn about time management, right? And time management to me is just writing lists down, and so I always have some kind of book. I always have some kind of book where I'm writing my lists down, or where I'm writing down things that are important to me. So if I'm meeting with my coaches, if I'm going out to a meeting with somebody, if I'm learning something, I have a book where all this goes. And so, and if I could show you, oh, here, I will show you. Just hold on for a second. This is a book, and this is a box. I'm going to show you. This is a box of all my books, all my notebooks that I've had throughout the years. I hoard some things, not a lot of things, but I hoard my past journals, and I shouldn't even say they're journals. They're actually they're just my to-do list, all the things that I've done in my work life over time. And so there would be my tasks. But again, any of the good ideas I get, I have in this particular book. I really like this one. I don't like so much like this cover thing on the front, but I really like this one because it's kind of broken into 3 sections. So in here, you'll see here's like my meeting with my coaches. So I'll write down anything that's kind of extra there. Meeting with friends where we're talking about business, or when I'm talking with my husband about business, this is where I'll write down some ideas. I also in this next section, which is kind of sectioned off, I write down, as I'm talking to people, I write down all the things that I could actually talk about in a live or in a video. And then I don't have anything in the back here. Oh, it's just, yeah. Anyways, I think probably this I would use for more of my education. So, because I'm always learning stuff, I'm always taking courses, I'm always watching webinars. And so that's where I would probably actually add this. Right now I have a whole separate book, but that book is almost finished. So I will start to put this in. This book, and again, this book will get, started in 2018 and just barely. So this will be my 2018-2019 book. So I always have this kind of book. It's very, very useful to have. I also had another book that was a task book where I would write down, here are my weekly goals. Here are the tasks that I need to do specifically for my business, for my variety of different businesses. And so I have always had a second book. But what I realized is what I wanted to do is incorporate a journal that I created a number of years ago called The Year of Wow. But I created a new one that is now actually for both my personal life and my business life. And so in the Year of Wow, and it doesn't, you can use whatever you want to use, but in here, this book, my past ones also, The Year of Wow, they're magical books, right? Because if you use them, the past ones were specifically to focus on your thoughts and keep your thoughts in line and keep your focus and thoughts in line. And so it is quite magical. I have one gal, I did a video with her recently, Juanita Margetts, and she just talks about, and she just sent me another update about how using the old Year of Wow journal has changed her life. She's made more money. She's having more fun in her life. And things have really opened up. So it really is quite magical. And I found that for myself as well. But what I was finding again is like, I had this book and then, my other book, and then I had another book, right? So this is The Year of Wow. This is the last one. And so I was using this one, but it was just like, I was just not quite still hitting the button for me. So this year I created one where, again, what it will do is it focuses you and your tasks. So, and again, get this or don't get it, just use this, use kind of this template for yourself. But in here, what I'm actually using is the QC3 method, and the QC3 method is a very powerful method to get unstuck at any time. And so actually I talk about this in the very beginning of the book, but throughout this book, what you're doing is you're learning how to use the QC3 method. But so for instance, but regardless of that, the real basics is, what's your ideal week look like? What are you going to do this week? What are your weekly tasks? So for instance, down here I have meditation, visualization, quest formations. I have other things. Actually, I've started to write in the back of this one for that set for the last week of the year. But I've got in, I send out emails to my clients, to my list. Try to twice a week. So I would have, email lists down here, and then also posting. So making sure that I'm posting on Facebook. So that's what I would put in here. And then every day, did I do these things? And then rate myself every day. How am I doing every day? So you can use this kind of thing, but I do this weekly. But then now what we've done with this, and this is the other really great thing about this book, because it's wire bound, so you can flip it, which is very helpful. But then every day is go in and have a list for your day, the things that you need to do on a daily basis. So for me, again, we start the day with, what's my quest formation of the day? And so the quest formation really is about, it's an affirmation in the form of a question. And what it does is it keeps you focused. It keeps you puts you into the state of, oh, I already have this. Excuse me. See, I told you my throat is a little funny. Anyway, but here's a quest formation. So you start with your quest formation for the day. And then your question for the day. So here, look, what we're doing is we're asking ourselves questions all the time, or we're making statements. Again, what I want you to do is be really deliberate about what it is that you want to be working on each day. The more you can do this, I just know that things will shift and change for you in a very powerful and very quick way. And then just here's what my tasks and meetings are for the day. Anything to clear. So using the clearing process that I use. Is there anything today that I need to clear? Before the day ends up, what is it that's been bugging me or stopping me? What do I need to clear on? Okay. And then celebrating. Celebration is so important. Again, in terms of just making sure that you are you're keeping your focus on what it is that you want. And the more you can actually celebrate what shows up and appreciate what shows up, love what shows up, again, it's quite a very powerful process. So every day, do this, right? Set it out. When you start to do these kinds of things, in this book, there's more things, and there's a weekly review. This is something you can set up yourself, or you can go to, you can check this out. The best way to get this is through, it's not for sale on Amazon at this point, but where you can find it is go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/year of wow. Again, year of wow. And I'm sure this is backwards, and my apologies, because Facebook does this on the lives. But again, year of wow. So nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/year of wow. Honestly, this is magical. But if you do this in just any way, shape, or form, it will be magical for you. Again, what you'll do is you will find, hello puppies, you will find that you were more productive when you were writing things down, when you were actually being very deliberate and saying, okay, these are the things I want to achieve for myself, for my business, for my work, right? These are the things I want to be working on. And things will get put on from week to week to week, and that's okay, but keep track of it. That's the thing. This allows you to keep your focus and keep track of the things that you want to be achieving, right? Because again, we get busy, right? Our inbox demands our attention, our puppies, our kids, our parents, our husbands, our partners, they demand attention, our friends, right? And so it's easy to get sidetracked. Right? It's easy to get distracted, and what I want you to do is not do that anymore. But also, incorporating some of the things that I've talked about in terms of just your mindset, keeping your focus on what is it that I want to be creating? What state do I want to be creating? What is that thing that I don't even know how on earth it's going to show up? How can that show up? I can tell you by doing this process very deliberately for the last, for a number of months now. Again, it's just all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, things just started to show up. These things that I didn't even know how it was going to be possible. I just kept my focus on it. I kept my state in that energy and kept taking action. I kept asking questions, kept saying, okay, what's my next step? And then kept, paying attention and kept and kept my focus, right? And kept taking action, and all of a sudden, boom, things just appeared, right? The very things that I was wanting to create appeared. Yes, I did say appear. So these are the things that I would suggest to you in terms of, again, being more productive. Having a book, having one or two books, really. Oops, wrong books. Having one or two books that you can write down and keep track of what it is. It looks like a lot. It's not. It takes like not even 5 minutes of your day, but will change everything. It will help you to be more productive because you are writing down the tasks that you want to be taking action on. You are going to be more purposeful because you are going to be writing out. It's like, hey, these are the things that I want to be creating in my life. So you will just automatically, by virtue of actually continuing to put yourself in that state of having those things in your life, will automatically make you more purposeful. Those things will start to show up. And more prosperous. Well, if you're looking for more money, then be asking for more money. Taking action on the things that will actually make you more money, right? So often I see so many women who there's things they could be doing in their business or in their jobs that would actually create more prosperity in their life, would create more money in their life, but they're not doing it because they're procrastinating. They feel like they're self-sabotaging. They already feel overwhelmed, or they feel like an imposter. And so a lot of that, there are some things that that we stop us. Maybe there's a fear there. So what if I am successful, or what if I'm not successful at this? There's this goal, this big thing that I want to achieve. But what if I'm not successful? What if I actually finally take those steps and I don't get where I want to go? And so you want to look at that, want to find out ways to get around that. I use the clearing process with my clients. When I use the clearing process, it's amazing what shows up. What it does is it clears out the energy, the negative or limiting belief energy that stops us. So you want to do these things for yourself. Because again, when you do all of these particular tasks, or not tasks, but when you take these actions for yourself, what you're doing is you're putting yourself first. And I always like to say, it's just like when you get on a plane and they tell you, in case of an emergency, when the air masks come down, put yours on first and then assist everybody else around you. Well, this is the very same thing. Doing these things, like writing down the things that you want, keeping your focus, keep moving and taking action on your tasks, and keep your focus on your thoughts. This very same thing is really putting on your mask first, right? Putting your oxygen mask on first. Because then when you do this, then you can help all the other people around you that you want to be helping, right? You'll be far more, again, purposeful. You'll be far more in action, and you'll just be happier. You'll be more confident. And so that's what I want for you for this year, for 2019. Now, if you know that you just need some help and you want to go further, that 2019 is the year. It's like, hey, I'm going for it. I just want to go for it. This is a year I want to take off. And I know I can't do it by myself. Then let's talk. Just go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/talk. Let's have a chat. If you're really serious about changing things in your life, then I'm here to help you with that. You want to make sure, again, that there's the things that you do, that there's a return on investment. So if you're going to invest in yourself, we want to make sure that there is a good return on investment for yourself. So if you could make a couple extra $1,000 in your business or your job because you're changing some things for yourself, then let's chat, right? Because I know what happens for my clients is that their return on investment it just shows up over and over and over again. And so I would love that to happen for you as well. So again, all you need to do is quick, simple chat. Let's say 45 minutes, let's say we would put aside for yourselves, but let's find out, where are you at? If I can help you, just go to nolimitsbusinesswoman.com/talk and let's kick off 2019 in an amazing way. Okay. So again, just leave you with that. put your oxygen mask on first, which means look after yourself first. Be purposeful. Again, start to write down things for yourself. Again, write down put it in one place. Don't get sticky notes, okay? Please get rid of the sticky notes this year, because sticky notes get lost and they're all over the place. They fall into files and folders, and then if you find them 6 months later, you go, oh yeah, I should have done that, right? Get rid of the sticky notes. Use a couple of books, right? Again, whether it's the Year of Wow, again, magical book, and a secondary book where you can write down everything else that you need to write down, where you've got the room and space to do that. Use those, okay? Those are the two things. Those are the two biggest things that I would suggest for you for this year, and you will be more productive, you will be more purposeful, and you will be more prosperous. All right. If you have any questions, please just questions or comments, let me know how you like this video, whether or not you're watching it now or you're watching it in the future. Write them down, write your notes down below. I would love to hear from you. I can't wait to see what happens for you in 2019. I believe this is going to be an amazing year, and I know it's going to be an amazing year for me. I want it to be an amazing year for you too. All right. Happy New Year. Yeah, Jim. Hi, hey, Jim. So glad you're here. So Jim, he says, 2019, bring it on. Yeah. Woohoo. All right. Love you guys. Have a wonderful Happy New Year. I hope you're having lots of fun. Jeff and I, we're going to play some tunes, eat some good food, and celebrate the new year coming in on Eastern time, because, we're early birds. So again, have a wonderful evening, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year, and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.